back with more racing. The second session already prepared for us. I'm Carlos Porcel and I'm with Adrian Fernandez in the commentary booth. Hello, Adrian.
Hi again, Carlos, and we are just about ready to see the start of the second race. Then again, we're going to see a full formation lap taking place before the start of the event, as we see the drivers taking off from the dummy grid. And we see Manu Rayo Largo and David Perez on that front row, battling for what will be a very exciting event for the race win. Two drivers that are looking for their first race win of the season, Victor Lobato and the newcomer Daniel Herrera on that second row. Jonathan Alvarez and Victor de la Fuente on row 3. Alvarez won the first sprint event just a few minutes ago. Adrián Baeza and José Manuel Sicilia on row number 4. Remember that Jesus Sicilia, the season dominant driver, is not here today because of a stomach bug, or at least that's what I think, or some kind of illness. We wish him well and a quick recovery. And on the 5th row, completing that top 10, Gerard Sardain and Juanjo Sánchez. That's the top 10 of this 30-plus car field. I think close to 40 actually taking part in this second event, and I think we're going to see. We saw a very, very competitive first event with battles all throughout the top 5, Carlos, and I think we are just about to see something similar.
Yep. And as we are watching all of our drivers heating up the tires in this pace lap before the start of the struggle in this second session, I must remind all of our viewers that this event is sponsored by Be Social. So visit them at besocial.es or .com, and as well as allgratefulhearts.org to donate and get tickets to participate in the raffles that will lead you to the GHA jackpot that we will celebrate on the last session today. The third one, it will be, you are watching right now, the second race session of the day, in which all of our drivers, two rows of GT3s going through the back straight, and it makes me smile in a way you can't imagine. It's a parade of racing in here right now. Manu Rayo Largo in front, about to get ready to step on it, and to step on it hard. David Perez very close to him. And there we go, green flag. 100%, all of them, and it seems that they are already too wide. Jonathan Alvarez with Daniel Herrera battling for the 5th position. There we go, Jonathan Alvarez staying aside to Daniel. Daniel lets him go. He doesn't want more danger in the session. He's staying out of the way. And he's doing very well in that sense, because he doesn't really want to affect what the competitors already have ongoing.
Yep, and we are not seeing incidents, at least on this opening lap, which we saw a few of them. Oh, well, already there's an incident.
I think we have one there, yeah. I think we saw.
Commentary curse already going on, and there's a crash. David de Bayo was one of the crashers along 36, which is Miguel Torres, and they are already on an issue for this very first lap.
Inevitable, my friend. Sometimes it is like that. Whoa. Marcos Calvo affected badly and getting back on the track backside. That's something that I don't know if it could have been not done like that. I'm so sorry to see that image, because it's quite unfortunate the way he went back into the track. I think he was totally out of control, but I don't know if we saw the brake lights on or off in there. We will take a look at that in the future. And we are watching right now. Jonathan Alvarez is still trying to chase the number 34. Although we see the number 2 there, don't follow that number. Follow the number you see on the cars. And that I'm saying, the number 34, Jonathan Alvarez. It seems that the number 2 has stayed in there, and it's going to try to stay first. But that's the way it's going to be. A little bit of a bug there in this second round. And we are watching Victor Lobato in a chase, the number 14, staying third right now in a chase with David Perez.
There hasn't been as much movement into the top 10 for the first opening lap as we had in the first race. There's only been a change of positions, which has been Juanjo Sanchez overtaking Gerard Cerdain for ninth place. And so far everyone else is taking it quite easy, but Lobato is already trying to defend very well. I think Jonathan Alvarez actually got past Victor de la Fuente, and Daniel Herrera also fell behind Victor de la Fuente, so this is the second race in a row where Herrera has lost positions at the start of the race. It doesn't look like he's taken that rolling start all too well.
Yeah, I think that, in my opinion, I think that he just tried to stay out of trouble and try not to be one of the actors inside of a crash. He tried to stay out of the way, and I think he did well because he just entered the competition and we are in the final races of it. You've been through 12 races already, and I think that when you join a pack of drivers of the caliber we are watching, you don't want to spoil any of them. You
don't want to come off as the one-off that gets to crash everyone.
You really want to go slow with the approach when you join the way that Daniel Herrera has joined in the top rows, and we saw in Suzuka that Aitor Gajide joined. There we go. Manu Rayo Largo in a difficult spot right now, being overtaken by two drivers. I don't know if it's going to be Victor Lobato as well. Whoa, close, entering into the first turn. They go through second and third.
Manu hangs on to first.
Oh my God, already trouble in there. I don't know where that car went, but David Perez is trying to resettle.
David went off at the S's.
He rejoined there. He rejoined there, and Daniel Herrera, I think he was able to overtake him as well. Victor de la Fuente also losing position, and a little bit of a contact there between David Perez and Victor de la Fuente. 3 wide with Victor de la Fuente behind. 3 wide. I don't know how close they got there, but it seems that everyone is alive. I don't know how it got to that point, but the thing is that they seem to manage the action so far.
Victor has lost also some positions on that scuffle. Adrian Baez and Juanjo Sanchez have been benefited from that from that happening. And let's see how everything gets resettled, because of course David Perez started the lap first, but he's fallen down the order, and now Manu Rayo Largo has retaken the lead. But now Jonathan Alvarez is now the closest pursuer. We were talking about him starting way behind what we expected. Now he's back in second, and again, maybe challenging for the race win.
Long line of drivers going through the finish line. Manu Rayo Largo being able to maintain a little bit of a gap between himself and Jonathan Alvarez, the number 34, chasing the number 2. Maven Motion Pictures and Kinetic Bike Windstream in the first and second positions respectively, and Victor Lobato, sorry, I already had De La Fuente from all we've saw just there with Victor de la Fuente. A lot of action from
I'm surprised, Carlos, that they took all that risk of going the top 4 all together in the same corners that early in the race. That looked unusual for these opening stages, and fortunately they all managed to go through. But David Perez went off and lost a lot of ground. But if this race goes by that level of intensity, we might have something very special on our hands.
It seems that that's the way it's going to be. And Manu Rayo Largo, it's still staying first. It seems that this is his track, and he's not making a lot of distance, but he's really stating that he can maintain himself in front already. Very nice work and very tough start of the race. Some of the drivers we saw already re-entering the track, spinning and wacky situations, but Apart from that, very firm, very competitive, fast racing in the front of the pack. We are watching Alex Arteaga with Jellycraft, the number 23, going through this first sector at the SS, in which we saw David Perez having to give up 2 or 3 positions as he re-entered the track. Miguel Maroto right now trying to make the overtake on Carlos Molina, the number 26 with Spec Ops, trying to keep the position, but Miguel is going to try to make the overtake, and there he goes, trying to move on the right side of Carlos Molina, and Carlos Molina is going to try to defend. He goes deep into the braking zone, stays in. Again, Miguel de vuelta comes back from the inside. And Carlos Molina stays parallel. They are going for the whole lap parallel.
Yeah, there's been, I think, it did look. The timing is blinking. It might. I thought that Jose Manuel Sicilia had an issue because he suddenly lost a few seconds. I think he's lost positions. He's went off the track. Maybe we're going to take that as confirmed by the next time they go by. But we do have those top 5 drivers again that have broken off from the rest of the field, and they're going to dice it out for the podium. So far taking it much easier than they did in the opening stages.
And quite a happy image for me. Daniel Herrera making the overtake on David Perez. David Perez going back at it. This is going to be a nice fight here.
David trying to get back what he lost.
Back at it, David Perez not letting much time go by with Daniel Herrera in front of him. The number 38 having to let David go through.
And David really needs to get a clean event all through, because he was involved in some incidents on the last outing, and I think for himself and for the mutual respect that the drivers have to have between each other to trust one another on the turns, he has the pace to get to the front, but we wish at least that he makes it on a clean basis, or at least trying to minimize contacts, which is something that, well, sometimes you can avoid it. But where do not have a propensity to go through the contact. That's what drivers tend to prefer.
And I don't know if David Perez and Daniel Herrera are going to be able to get along in the chase to reach the people in front. The very fast top 3 that we have right now: Manu Rayo Largo with Kinetic Bike Windscreen, the number 2, Jonathan Alvarez, the number 34 with Maven Motion Pictures, Victor Lobato, 3rd with the Regency Beauty Pageant, the number 14. So those 3 are really staying in that top-notch pace, although the 4th and 5th driver right now, David Perez and Daniel Herrera, are in the same pace, but with a little bit of a gap between themselves and the man in front. Martin de Jong, the number 42 with Grateful Hearts, and quite an interesting situation right now. I don't know if he's going to try to make the overtake or not. He's not going to be able, because Carlos Molina was already trying on Miguel Maroto, and this is going to be an action-packed area for sure.
This is the group that is battling for 16th place. De Jong is running 18th right now, and he is trying to make places now up the grid, and so far making a steady performance.
Carlos Molina a bit wide, and Martin de Jong is going to take advantage of that soon. And I don't know if he's going to complete the overtake. It seems that he is. Martin de Jong taking the position from Carlos Molina. That Spec Ops are going too wide.
It did look like Jonathan Alvarez got close to Manu Rayo Largo for the lead, but Largo has stayed in front. That looks like a first serious attack from Jonathan Alvarez, and let's see, because he's gonna have I think 3 laps to make it based on the lap times that they're turning. I think we have 3 laps to go, and that is going to be very intense.
Let's see, we are going to have to call him today Manu the King Olargo, because he is on that prowl and trajectory right now. He's trying to stay in front of Jonathan Alvarez, although I'm sure that Jonathan Alvarez hasn't said his last word. The number 34 still chasing, maybe motion pictures.
And it's very interesting. It's very interesting that Lovato has been able to follow the top 2 drivers, but David Perez and Daniel Herrera have not so far. If they start battling, maybe they can go back into that top 3. But so far, Lovato is the only one being able to chase them closely.
And it looks like that just now, as we cross the 2-minute barrier to get to the end of the second race session of the day, we still have the third practice qualifying and race session to watch as we approach the finish of the end in the second session of racing, as we see Manu Rayo Largo with Kinetic Bike Winstream staying in front of Jonathan Alvarez and Victor Lovato.
Yep, 2 more times around to see the winner of the race, and Jonathan looks like he's calculating his moves. I think he is thinking already on where and how to pounce on the lead that Manu Rayo Largo has, and trying to take that 5th win of the season, and the 2nd win this weekend for him.
And I must remind, as we approach the end, all of our viewers, that this race is sponsored by Be Social. Check them out at besocial.es or .com. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors and every one of them that dedicates themselves each week. Thank you very much. And I must remind all of our viewers that you are watching GC Racing, in which we are using iRacing as the sim platform to compete. Jonathan Alvarez making himself noticed in the left rear view mirror of Manu Rayo Largo, the number 2, still staying in front, and with a fast-paced and with a vast resilience to everything that went on.
And this will be it, final lap.
Resilience, what you want to have if you are in this type of track. Staying close is Jonathan Alvarez, the number 34, Victor Lovato, going hard in the S's, trying to close up the distance. We can see those suspensions working and working hard.
Now is where Manu has to be intelligent on taking his bases and covering, but because Jonathan knows that this is now or never, he's going to have to attack now.
Let's see, this is going to be interesting. Very close at the exit. Very close at the exit of that number 7 turn, which leads to this very long straight in which we are going to get to see Jonathan Alvarez go for the overtake in the break-in point. I don't know if he's going to be able. Manu Rayo Largo stay in front.
Great break-in.
Great break-in from Manu Rayo Largo indeed.
That's going to end him the race win.
Yeah, and he's able to defend himself and stay in front. Jonathan Alvarez 2nd, Victor Lovato 3rd, David Perez 4th, and Daniel Herrera 5th. That's the way it's ending, and a crash at the end in that arch, in that bridge.
And I did not got who was the driver that was crossed in after the rise, right after the hill, going downhill, and. But that was a very heavy crash, and one of those drivers got up in that.
Yeah, it was really brutal. What we just saw there was a very nasty crash. It seems that most of the drivers are getting out of the way unharmed, but it seems that there was a bit of a killing spree there. I don't know what happened, but maybe we get to see it afterwards or later with the mishaps and the compilations the next week. But very hairy situation getting to the end of the session. Very top-notch level of racing in the top 10 in the second session. This is GC Racing, and you are watching this with me, that I'm Carlos Porcel, and I'm with Adrian Fernandez. So I hope that you are enjoying every bit of action that we are having today from our drivers in this competition. Very exciting 2 rounds that we've seen already. The first round especially exciting towards the end. The second round especially exciting towards the beginning. But 2 very action-packed rounds of racing. We'll still have the grand session for the GHA jackpot, so I hope that you, ladies and gentlemen, are watching and tuned, and that you visit allgratefulhearts.org. So you have your information ready. So we're going to take a quick little break, and we will be right back. Stay tuned, stay with us, and we will be right back. See you right away.